Hi, welcome back. If you don't know me, my name is Meg. I'm a creative director in Venice, California, and I'm making this video today because I worked on the pre-launch website for a hypercar, and that car launched 3 days ago. I'm super excited about it. So it launched on March 4th, 2019. It's called Battista. The company is Automobili Pininfarina. So to talk a little bit about the client, Pininfarina, just Pininfarina, is a manufacturer for cars, and they do Ferrari, Maserati, the list is pretty long. And Automobili Pininfarina is their manufacturing but under their own name instead of having the name of someone else. So really exciting, full electric, super luxurious. It's estimated at, I believe, 2 million, so really big deal. And I thought I would walk you through the process of building the website, especially because I was the only designer on it. So I can talk to you about every single detail about it that I'm allowed to talk about. So the first step, I'm gonna break it into 3-step: branding, creating the website, and then adding a CMS to it. So branding was pretty straightforward. So what I had to work with at the beginning was only renders from them. They were pretty like illustrative and not too revealing, obviously, because the car didn't launch yet. So it had to be inviting, but at the same time not giving it away entirely. And I also had their logo that they had for years, and obviously they're not changing it. It looks really authentic, not touching anything there. So because the renders that I had were mostly in a black background, the tints were mostly blue, and the only thing that was a different color were the backlights that were red. I used those like 2 main colors plus white as the colors for my guidelines. I also made the fonts and like basic UI objects. So for the font, obviously because the car is the main point of interest on the page, you don't want anything to like drive attention away from it. You want elements to add value and like cleanness to the whole page, but you don't want to like drag attention away. So I went with Source Sans Pro. That is a great font because the kerning is great. The kerning is really good, like without you having to manually edit it. And yeah, I just wanted a really clean font. I went for a really like fine weight, also to be really discreet on the page and not take any attention away from the car. So yeah, that was pretty straightforward. Those are the branding guidelines. Those were approved right away. I also provided a quick mock-up with it just to give an idea of how they would be used. That's usually a good idea, because if you just show the brand guidelines, clients can be a little like thrown off and they don't know really what they're looking at. But if you show like an example of what the website would be, or at least like the above the fold section, doesn't really matter, you show them the entire thing in its context, you would be like more likely to understand what you're doing and understand why you're doing all of this and why they like or don't like it, like at least how they feel about it. That's going to be way easier if you have a mock-up with it. So jumping into the second part, that was making the website. So I gathered copy, photos, pretty much every element that they want on the page, and then you make kind of like a simple wireframe of what goes where that I don't have, but you make a simple wireframe just to know what you're doing. And then usually the process is you have one designer, you have one developer to do the work. So making the visual, coding it out, and I'm a big fan of Webflow, so both happen at the same time. Yeah, do both at the same time, and you can use the technical knowledge that you have to like optimize the page, and also guide you and give you ideas on how to make the visuals, because there's going to be CSS effects that you're thinking of that then you can do visually. So it's just a great tool because you have more possibilities by having access to both and having that in one single environment. The last step 3, is adding WordPress. So that was the CMS that the client requested. They wanted one page to be for them to edit as they wish. So they had press releases and images and any like media content that they wanted to add to the website. So we used one page with a theme. My boss suggested using Divi, so we built a page with Divi using a very like as close as possible as this CSS on Webflow, so that it looks like it's not a different website basically. And yeah, the whole page was there. Yeah, and that was the last step, and everyone was happy. And yeah. Oh, and some other things, we added forms to the website. So forms, first we used Typeform, then we made a custom one. And oh, I forgot to talk about CTAs. The main CTAs were apply to own the car and subscribe to the newsletter. So that's it. I hope that was useful. I hope it gave you a better idea of the process and also what I do all day. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions or feedback or anything. I'd be happy to answer them as usual. I will see you next time. Maybe not with a car or a hypercar. We'll see. Maybe one day we'll have a rocket to work with. Who knows? I kind of want a rocket. Who knows?